squad? MizzyWorld Entertainment is back to present another episode of MadMizzy Sports. We are the hosts. I'm Mad Mizzy, Ron Money, and Quan Show Love in the building. What's the deal, fellas?
What's going on there, everybody? How everybody doing?
Yeah, you got a message for everybody, Q, before we jump in everything?
Guys, if you're looking to support the guys here at the MadMizzy Sports Show, you can do so through the Cash App, which is $ What Up Squad. Again, if you're looking to support the guys over here at the MadMizzy Sports Show, all you gotta do is get with us through Cash App, which is the $ What Up Squad, and that's what it is, guys. What's
Yes,
going on, Ron
sir.
Money? What's going on, Mizzy?
We back, baby.
What's
Feeling
happening?
good, feeling good. You feel what I'm saying? Got some football news to touch on. Got some of course we got game one of the NBA finals to break down and predict. You dig what I'm saying? How you feel? How you feeling though, Q? What's going on, brother? What's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. What's going on, man? I'm happy to be back. We got basketball tonight. I'm excited about that. I'm
Yes,
just ready
sir.
to jump in. I'm ready to jump in, man.
Yes, sir. What's the deal, Ryan Money?
I'm feeling good with that workout I just had. 25 minutes on the treadmill. I'll be
Yes,
back.
sir.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Getting
Hopefully,
right.
I'm feeling
Yes,
good, man.
sir.
Feeling
Oh,
good.
y'all was getting it in earlier? Y'all was getting it in?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Getting right. Getting right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Let's
proud of
get it.
y'all, man. I worked out earlier too, man. And I'm on this juicing. I'm on this whole juicing wave right now. So that's what I've been doing for real, for real.
I hope you ain't
Making
talking about
watermelon
juicing.
juices and
Oh, all right, all right. Yeah,
beet
that's some good
juices,
shit.
all type of different type of juices. That's what I'm on.
Oh yeah, that sounds like some good shit. That sounds like some good shit. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
get
gonna be
into it though. We
juicing.
gonna start off. What you were saying?
I'm gonna be juicing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Ron like Shannon Sharp out this motherfucker. But listen, we starting it off in the NFL where we got some huge breaking news. Nobody spoke on it yet. You know, we be coming here since we come late. Sometimes we come with the breaking news for y'all. And A-Rod is on his way to Pittsburgh, man, officially to be in time to start OTAs for the Steelers. What's your reaction?
I feel
Signed a
like this is
1 year deal.
yeah, shout out to A Rod. First and foremost, shout out to A Rod and shout out to the Steelers for getting this deal done. I'm sure both parties could make it work. I hope for their sake they can make it work. But yeah, I feel like this was a general consensus. Everybody kind of felt like he was going, you know what I'm saying, go to the Pittsburgh. We felt like they had no replacements. Like they had nobody that we could say at the top of our head who the starter was going to be over there in Pittsburgh. So we all knew they was kind of waiting for that, you know, Aaron Rodgers to come through. You know what I'm saying? Because if not Aaron
Somebody.
Rodgers, why not get Shador? Now we all hearing. I know we probably talk about Shador and the Browns later, but we also hearing how good his OTAs has been. So yeah, if y'all wasn't going to draft Shador, then this was the obvious move. I feel like a lot of people knew that A Rod was going to go to the Steelers eventually. But today they got the deal done. So shout out to them. But
Reaction,
to
Ryan.
touch on it though, I do think A Rod definitely get him a significantly. It depends on which A Rod y'all get. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Ryan gonna jump in, dive into that. But if y'all get the one that y'all can't get the one that played for the Jets. Y'all get that A Rod, y'all done.
Oh,
Y'all smoked. Y'all
they cooked.
smoked. You know what I mean? Y'all smoked.
Facts,
I ain't gonna lie.
facts.
But if y'all can get any resemblance to the one that was in Green Bay with the pieces y'all got, even though y'all let George Pickens go, I'm mad about that. But the Steelers would be fine. But there's just a placeholder until they find their next real QB, though. We all know what this is.
Facts, facts. Hall of Fame placeholder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, good for A Rod. Good for A Rod coming back.
Hmm.
Get to play another year. Get the redemption what he didn't accomplish in New York. But good for him. Good for him. Good for the Steelers too, because they can't come in the season with Mason Rudolph. I I
Will
don't know
Howard.
who. Yeah, or Will Howard. I mean, you probably go with Will Howard, but I don't like Will Howard over Mason Rudolph. But yeah. So you bring in a veteran, sit these young boys down. Not even no, I don't even talk about Mason Rudolph. You sit Will Howard down, give him the clipboard, you show him how the ins and outs work out. hopefully Will Howard will take the organization and being the starter quarterback or the franchise quarterback. I mean, I'll go with Will Howard than Mason Rudolph. I mean, but shout out to A-Rod. But like Quan said, giving up George Pickens and you knew you was gonna go get Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I probably would have liked it better with Pickens and Metcalf. But I don't think the Steelers done because I'm just hearing they was in the talks with Jonnu Smith. Is it Jonnu Smith?
Yeah, they was talking. They in talks with Johnny Smith.
Yeah,
But I heard those talks quieted down. It was they brought in who did they bring in? Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, I think. Yeah,
Oh yeah, so they got Gabe Davis over there in Pittsburgh. That's what's up. That's
Gabe
what's
Davis
up.
not running a route. He's solid.
He's solid.
He's solid, but it depends what kind of Aaron Rodgers come to play, man. Is it gonna be arrogance or is it gonna be Super Bowl MVP? Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. You've been here before, bro. We all veterans.
And like Green Bay, Pittsburgh is a football town. So in terms of like, if you want to compare that to like the football fandom in New York City, it's a big market, but it's more like a basketball first town. But now he's going back to a football first town,
right?
And
especially the Jets, they the second football team. The Giants, the primary team in New York. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
now it is for sure.
But it depends on what kind of Aaron Rodgers they get, man. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna sit here and say I don't like the deal. I ain't gonna sit here and say I like the deal. But we all should have known this was gonna happen. You can't come in the season with Mason Rudolph and thinking that he was gonna be good.
Or have playoff aspirations.
Oh, right.
Now with Mason Rudolph.
With Aaron Rodgers, I can see you being subpar 500 or probably above 500 with Aaron Rodgers. So they got a chance.
Aaron Rodgers.
My reaction was I was happy that it came this early. You get what I'm saying? Like I completely agree with both of y'all. Like I do feel like it was inevitable, but we was all just waiting on when. We kept saying like what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Like Q said, once they passed on Shador, it was kind of the writing was on the wall that they waiting on something, and then they started having the rumblings about if it ain't A-Rod, they might go after Kirk Cousins. So I was just happy to hear for Pittsburgh and for A-Rod that this deal is getting done before mandatory OTAs, and A-Rod is going to be in there ready to have a full off season to try and be the best Aaron Rodgers for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You get what I'm saying? As far as the whole Pickens thing goes. I think, of course, you definitely want those two explosive receivers, but when you already paid DK, George Pickens was probably going to be, you know what I'm saying, a little bit loud, and then you got A-Rod that's already like he already building his rapport with DK, and this is a contract year for George Pickens, so he trying to get fed the rock.
But y'all trade Pickens to the Cowboys. Y'all trade Pickens to the Cowboys though.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conference.
Y'all wasn't doing us no favors doing that. Y'all wasn't doing that.
Oh yeah, for y'all,
yeah,
for sure. But
I think like, and I'm an Eagles fan. I think Pickens gonna be special for the Cowboys. Might not be with Dak Prescott, but remember, guys, they got my man Joe Milton in the third.
Joe.
Once he start, he not giving the ball back. He not giving that ball back. Once he get in the game, it's no more Dak. Young boy special. Joe Milton is special. And he gonna have CeeDee Lamb. He gonna have George Pickens. He gonna have Ferguson. I don't want to sound like a Cowboys fan because I'm not. I hate the Cowboys. I just think with how easy how easy their schedule is, I just think Cowboys fans got a lot to be optimistic about. I'm gonna leave it there. We was talking about Pittsburgh. I just had to get that in there, man.
This is what
I feel you on that. I mean, it definitely made that NFC East more
interesting,
explosive. Exactly, a lot more interesting. More interesting. But does this move make them contenders in your mind?
Remember we said, yeah, I mean, it depends on what type of player Rodgers is going to be. Is he going to be? Is Pittsburgh going to keep him in positions because he's not. I don't think Rodgers has ever been a quarterback that'll lose you the game. He can't win you the game no more at this point. But if he can manage the game, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a Rodgers to manage the game, not an MVP playing Rodgers, just one that's going to manage the game. Because their defense is serious still. They still got T.J. Watt, dog. He was the defensive MVP of the year, right? TJ Watt, or did it go to somebody else?
Yeah, what's it called? It went to Patrick Surtain.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Patrick Surtain. All right, well, that's good because Patrick Surtain is a beast. But I'm saying TJ Watt is always in the running for it. You know what I'm saying? So as
Yeah.
long as the defense could keep the game competitive and Aaron Rodgers got a chance to come down and win the game on the drive or two, I feel like they got that in Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if that amounts to a playoff seed, but that's all it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know
is
if
a
that answers
playoff
the
seed
question
at
though.
best.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
best, a playoff seed.
Are you thinking they gonna threaten the Bengals or the Ravens in the North?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yo, you just in that division, man. I don't care how corny a team may seem, man. They gonna come prepared when it's time to play Cincinnati. They're gonna be prepared when it's time to play the Ravens, and they're gonna be prepared when they play the
Oh,
Browns. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be prepared.
what you
I mean,
thinking, Ryan?
Mike Tomlin's still their coach, guys. We can't talk
For
crazy.
sure,
yeah,
for
no,
sure.
that's true. That's true. But let's see. This is why they should have went younger quarterback. So, but I agree with you, but I don't think it moves the needle though. What, a 9-win team? Shit, 9 wins probably.
Playoff seed at the best. That's why I said a playoff seed at best. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At
but
best.
9 wins. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be enough. I don't think that's
Nah,
gonna be
hell no,
enough.
not in the AFC.
Yeah, not in
Not in the
the AFC.
AFC. Now what we expecting a lot of teams in the AFC to bounce back or be contenders. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah, I don't
like
think 9 wins will be enough. I mean, he's gonna win them some games, but I don't think it's gonna be enough where they're gonna be like, yeah, we back because we got him. I don't think so. I don't see it. I don't see
yeah, I
it.
agree, man. Like y'all said, it's definitely gonna depend on the A-Rod, but I don't expect MVP version of Aaron Rodgers to come up. We haven't seen it in what the past 3 seasons. We didn't see it the last year in Green Bay. He got hurt his first year in New York, and then last year he struggled. So we haven't seen it in such a long time. It's hard for me to put those eggs in that basket to say he's going to be significantly better than what Russell Wilson was last year. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like he's going to provide what Russell Wilson did. It's going to look different because he's not as mobile and he's more accurate. But I feel like it's going to be the same thing though. You know what I'm saying? He's going to win you some games, and but he's still going to leave a lot to be desired, especially when you're thinking about the elite quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? It's still going to be like they not there. They still need a better quarterback. That's what I feel like. He might keep a streak alive though. He might keep Tomlin's streak alive as far as the 500 or better. We'll see. He got to at least do that. What y'all thinking about? What y'all being our residential Cincinnati insiders? What y'all think about Joe Burrow comments about him saying he could have been better last year to get the Cincinnati Bengals to the playoffs?
Yeah, absolutely. Even though he had a stout year, man. I ain't gonna sit here and run down all the numbers, but he had top tier numbers. But yeah, it was a couple games
Historic
where
year.
the defense probably let him down, but it's a couple games where the offense could have did a little more to secure wins. But I feel like he did just enough though. You know what I mean, if they would have been any better, he was definitely would have been in the MVP race. So I mean, that's humble to say it's humbling, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm 50-50 on it. It don't move me neither way because it got some truth to it,
Right.
and it's still some exaggeration to it as well because we do know that the Bengals defense was absolutely terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
They had a couple good guys on the defense, but overall, the defense cost them too many games. So yeah, to say that it shows the humanity in him, but ain't too much truth in it. You know what I mean? That's just him being humble and speaking on behalf of the organization. And we're trying to remain optimistic about what's to come. You know what I mean, going forward. So, shout out to Joe Burrow, man.
Yeah. But see, that's why I gotta go to a different side with it because it wasn't like the man didn't do what he needed to do. You talk about you ain't gonna bring up the stats. I'm gonna bring up the stats. 45 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. Like what the fuck did you want the man to do? Throw for
Right.
10,000 yards for the 60 touchdowns?
He did.
If the
He had
defense
some
probably
stout
stopped
numbers.
somebody, he
Man.
probably would have threw 60 touchdowns. Like, come on.
He had some stout numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I,
saying. Like, so what you want him to play defense too? Like, what the fuck do you want him to do? I don't need you to do what you did. Do what you continue to do. 45 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. Just give me that Joe Burrow. What we need to do is we need to find 11 motherfuckers that know how
But
to
yeah,
stop
but Ryan, it was a
11
couple
other
games where he
siders.
started off late though, man. Like a lot of those numbers is fluff though, bro. It came in times where they was coming from behind, man. It's a lot of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, but I can't
Yeah.
blame him. I can't blame him because it's two sides of a football.
No, I'm
We have
saying
11 on our side. We got 11 on the other side. So find me 11 motherfuckers that want to play ball.
no, I'm
Like how I
saying in
want to
terms
play
of
ball.
him getting started earlier, like he could have had the same numbers, but just in a more effective way. You know what I'm saying? If he'd have had those numbers earlier in the season instead of later in the season, that definitely could have made an impact on how far Cincinnati Bengals just went. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. Got to get started earlier, Joe.
I
That's it.
mean, I mean, we criticize these quarterbacks for what they don't do.
No,
This
but it's the same in
man,
basketball though, Ryan. When you got those dudes like Russell Westbrook, when you know what I mean, the game was far going out the way, he out there still trying to get rebounds and assists to average a triple double for the season. Is that type of thing? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but see, basketball is totally different from football because you know what you're getting. I know what I'm getting out of my star quarterback. I know
No, I'm
what I'm
talking about
getting.
that player that's chasing stats, even though the game is out of reach. No matter if they losing or winning, you still out there diving for rebounds when the
Oh,
game has been over.
yeah, like Dak
The fluff
Prescott. He
numbers.
always
That's what I'm saying.
like Dak Prescott. He always getting his stats
Yeah, I
up
feel like that's some Dak
when it,
Prescott.
yeah, when it don't matter. Like what's
He out
happening?
there still passing the ball and shit.
Yeah,
Game been over. You out there still trying to get yeah,
yeah, but
that type of
Burrow
stuff.
didn't
That
have
type
to
of
do
stuff.
that. Burrow didn't have to do that. If the defense showed up when it mattered,
Ryan,
you
but the
already
score
knew what
be
you was getting.
35-7, then you gotta come back every game from 35-7 to win it. Come on, that's what I'm saying. The other team ain't really thinking about y'all coming back. Next thing you know, the game over 35-33, but they still win. That's what I'm saying. That happened with Baltimore, I believe. I mean, there's a lot of these games where it was like that. Yeah, I mean, he made a strive towards the end of the game. It just wasn't enough time on the clock, and we talked about that this season, right here on the
Hmm.
MadMizzy Sports show. We talked about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we did.
It's
yeah,
not enough time.
yeah, but we know what he did though. We know what he did.
Yeah, overall, Ryan. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, if he'd have got started more earlier, his team would have had a fighting chance. That's it.
Yeah, but it's not just him because he still end up having what he did. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
Overall,
And
yes, Ryan.
for real, I mean, at the end of the day, Q kind of right because I mean that's what you want your star player to say at the end of the day. Like you don't want him to come up there and be like, man, if our defense was better, you feel what I'm saying? You don't really
Right.
want him to do nothing like that. You feel what I'm saying? So you want your star quarterback to come up there and try to take the brunt of the blame. But we all know, I mean, it ain't too much he could have did. The one thing we all got to agree on, though, is that Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor got to put it on themselves that the Bengals got to get started faster. They cannot keep starting 0-2. I don't know why I'm hearing my echo, but
Yeah, Ryan. I think Ryan, when you had it on mute, Ryan, the echo was going. I don't know what you got going on over there, Ryan, but the echo coming from you, bro.
yeah, like I was saying,
I think you
they
got
can't be
something going
starting
on in
on
the
two every
background or
year.
something.
You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, like they start off stumbling every year, but by week 3, week 4, they get rolling. But if they come out rolling from week 1,
Right.
then they'd be in a lot better position. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I definitely agree with that. But I mean, the and not only the stats, we saw the games. I mean, the game in Baltimore, they was up big. The defense just started giving up huge plays left and right. You feel what I'm saying? And then they had one turnover where the bull got stripped and the game over. You feel what I'm saying? Joe Burrow played great, but it's like if you ain't got everybody out there on the same page ready to end the game, then I mean, it's always going to be a tight match and it can go any way. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, got to get
uh,
started
they
earlier in those games, guys. Come on,
exactly like.
Cincinnati.
Yep. Losing to the Pats, and that's not on Burrow. But I mean, you can't lose to the Pats. You feel what I'm saying? Last year, you can't start off the season losing to the Pats, and we realized that they was one of the worst teams last year. You feel what I'm saying? So that's one thing. But like Ryan said, I mean that ain't. I mean we saw the man was amazing. He was in the MVP conversation, even though they didn't make the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? So we know Joe Burrow greatness. You feel what I'm saying? They just got to do it for an entire season and not stretches. Because I do think that's what kind of Q is saying. Like they do it through stretches. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of
Mhm.
you know what I mean, through a full season, full 17. You know what I mean? Let's get over to that other AFC North team that got the airwaves buzzing right now, man, and it's specifically Deion Sanders' son, Shador Sanders, man, lighting it up. And I don't know what they in rookie camps or something like that. but he had
Yeah.
another touchdown today,
Cam.
man. Shout out to Shador Sanders. And I want to ask a specific question for my insiders, man. Is Shador Sanders going to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns within the first 2 weeks?
Absolutely. He gonna
I
walk
want to say
into
about
week
week
one
one.
probably the starter for real,
I
for real.
want to say week one, but I don't want to take it too
No,
far. But
I think depending
matter of
on
fact,
how
week
he
one. Is he going to be starter for the Cleveland Browns week one?
yeah, at this point he got the best shot to do it. Now I don't know if it's guaranteed. I ain't gonna say nothing is guaranteed. They got a lot of quarterbacks over there competing for that job, but I feel like he in the best position to walk in week one and start at Cleveland. Now, if he do get the ball in the game and stuff start he start looking like a deer in headlights, man. I'm sure they'll be quick to pull his coat. But
Mhm.
right now he in the best position to end up the starter. But if he don't, that's cool too. You know what I mean? Because they definitely got some solid vets on the team who I know is working when he married Dave so he could get better.
Facts.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna be the starter. I mean, I wouldn't throw him out there just yet. I mean, just bring back Joe Flacco like they did, or that bum Kenny Pickett. But because Flacco had a Flacco had a he had a problem with the coach. So obviously the system is still the same system when Flacco was there when he took him to the playoffs that year.
Oh, well, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll ride out with Flacco, but you already know if Flacco already on some nonsense, I'll throw him in there around
You
week
know he
five,
is.
six. Yeah, I'll throw him around there week 5, week 6, but I ain't gonna come
Who they
in.
got week one? Can somebody check that real quick? Nobody know. I want to know who they got week one. What if they come out and stink it up week one?
I ain't throwing him in there that early. I'm like I said, week 5, week 6. All right, yeah, go ahead, get him in there. I ain't throwing him out there that early.
I
So that's
wonder
a no from
if chat,
Ron.
y'all know chat. If y'all in the chat, y'all know who they play week one. Can y'all please drop it in the chat, please?
Facts. But I'm gonna say no as well. But I do believe he will be the starter for the Cleveland Browns eventually in the regular season. I'm gonna
For
say
sure.
no simply because for right now,
Who
like it all looked good, but we got to
they
see
play
all
week
the
one?
veterans come in. We got to see how he look against the schemes. We got to see how he look against certain things, and then of course, most importantly, we got to see how he look in the preseason. Because if the play and practice don't correlate to what he shows on the field in the preseason, then he ain't gonna get the job. But I feel as though, well, and the scary part is people really don't want to talk about this. This is the most talent he's gonna ever play with like in his life. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't think I mean, maybe in his little league years he played on a stack pop Warner team like a lot of people, but like through college he went to Jackson State, then he went to Colorado. You get what I'm saying? So he gonna be around the top talent. So
Well,
I
they
think
just
he gonna
dropped it in.
shine, man. I think it's gonna be sooner rather than later. I think it's gonna be sooner rather than later.
Queen Alexis in the chat just dropped the Panthers. I think Cleveland played Panthers week one this season.
Oh yeah, if they get punched on by the Panthers and Bryce Young look good, oh yeah, we got to throw Shador in there.
That'd be the
Cause the
perfect
other thing you
team.
got to
That'd be the
realize
perfect
is that
team.
the other thing you got to realize is that Joe Flacco is old, and yes, he had a stretch with the Browns, but that was coming off the couch. It wasn't for an entire season. It was like what was it, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. So, and they got to figure out if they got something like if Shador is just killing it every day, you can't just pass it up and think, all right, we just gonna rock out with Joe Flacco. We're gonna pass on
No, no.
Shador and just go with another quarterback next year. You gotta play Shador. You got him on the roster.
That's why I
You feel what
said
I'm
he got. I
saying?
feel like he
So
in the best position to start week one. I ain't gonna lie. You know
yeah,
how these
man. I
things
mean, you
is,
got to
man.
play. I feel like you got to play the young guys because it's a young quarterback league, and we know what Joe Flacco is for real. For real. I mean, if he was anything, the Browns would have re-signed him. He would have never went to Indianapolis, and then Indianapolis would have kept him. So
I mean,
listen,
now
I
you know
like
how this.
Flacco, but I mean, we ain't gonna sit up here and act like he just wasn't on the couch a couple years ago. You
Yeah,
know,
but you know how this business is, man. You know how it get, dog.
for
Veteran
sure.
quarterbacks. They show love for these veteran quarterbacks that won Super Bowls already. So he ain't never
For
going out of the
sure.
game. He ain't never getting out of the game until he say he's ready to get out of the game. So that's
But
all
if
it is.
should But if Shador go out there and keep killing it like he is, because every report that keep coming out is like, all right, he 6 to 8, 3 touchdowns. Damn, you feel what I'm saying? So if he killing it like that, getting the ball out of his hands, getting the ball into the playmaker's hands, then I don't think Kevin Stefanski thinking about Joe Flacco is his future. You feel what I'm saying? I don't see no ties there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't win the Super Bowl for us. You know what I mean?
Oh, she. I guess Queen Alexis corrected herself. They play the Bengals week 1. The Panthers is their
Oh
first
my,
crucial
yeah,
one
they
game.
definitely getting trounced.
Yeah,
Bengals can't lose. They can't
yeah,
lose that one.
yeah.
They
Y'all
can't
might
lose
not
that.
want to
Oh
start
yeah, I
Shador week
forgot. We
one.
were
Y'all might
talking.
not
I
want to
think I.
start Shador week 1.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. They defense is butt sniff. You don't know. I don't know. It might be a nice little shootout. You know what I mean? Last topic for the defending champs of the AFC North. Simple one. Will they repeat? Will they be the three-time champs of the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens?
Oh, this solely about the North.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now they got the best chance. I ain't like y'all know I ain't the biggest Baltimore Ravens fan, guys. If y'all been watching the MadMizzy Sports show, y'all know I don't support Baltimore.
That's our most heated
But I
debate.
will say this though, man. I ain't no fool neither. And right now the Baltimore Ravens has the best chance to repeat as AFC North champs. Even though I'm rooting for the Bengals to do it, but as of today, you would have to say Baltimore has the best chances to repeat, with Cincinnati being a close second to winning it. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, yeah. This hands down is Baltimore division. They got the better team out of all the teams in the division.
Yeah, they just resigned Bateman.
Yeah, I just don't see nobody beating them right now. You know what I'm saying? Till Cincinnati get that defense to at least stop something,
They
then
always gonna have trouble with Baltimore.
you're always gonna be in trouble with Baltimore, and then it'll give me at least a little bit of faith and be like, all right, Cincinnati is Cincinnati division. So until they get until they get their defense right, and then until the Steelers get a quarterback, Cleveland might fuck around and be the second best team in this division because Cleveland they gonna already have a quarterback, so it ain't
Depending
gonna
on
be
when he
long.
started, Ryan, you on record saying that he gonna start later
Yeah,
in the
you said
season.
around
So
week 6, week 7, that season might be gone by then for the Browns.
yeah,
Well, I don't know. They always hang around. They always find a way to win games on some shit.
That
I ain't even gonna
division
lie.
is just crazy, man. They know how to all beat up on each other, man. So it's
yeah.
like that this division is just crazy. So like, but still, like I said, Cincinnati better get their D right, and the Steelers got to get a quarterback. So the
But the
Ravens,
Steelers got Aaron Rodgers.
man, for 1 year, man, that's nothing.
Yo, just to hold them over until they get their guy they want, yo. We seen this
Like
play
who?
before.
Like who?
Well, there's
Will
no
Howard?
young dude coming up in college.
Who? Will Howard?
Ryan, you never know, Ryan. There's always a dude that come out of nowhere in these draft classes that amounts to something. There's always
That's
one.
fair.
And it ain't always the first quarterback taken.
Yeah, this is
That's
the
fair.
Ravens division. This is the Ravens division.
I agree. I
Yeah, I
agree.
agree. It's the Ravens division to lose. And like I agree with both of you. Well, Ron said it might be Steelers too. I agree with two. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals will be a close second. I feel like they're gonna be revved up. I do feel like they will start fast this year, or I mean, as fast as you can. You get what I'm saying? Compared to previous years. So I think that it's gonna come down to how well that defense can stay together. You get what I'm saying? Because we know they're gonna come out with a point to prove. And I think looking at their schedule, they got some offenses that they should be able to contain. But once they hit that north, you feel what I'm saying, and you start going up against Lamar Jackson, and you start going up against some of those other teams in the AFC, we'll really see how that defense starts standing up. So I think that's what the division will really come down to is how well will the Bengals defense, how much better will the Bengals defense be? Because the offense it was historic last year. Jamar Chase, you know what I'm saying? Joe
Super
Burrow,
Town.
T. Higgins, and they all coming back. So we know what they coming for. The defense just got to be on the same page. Okay? But so I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna be. I feel like it might be like the Lions and the Vikings last year. Not as many wins, but like you get what I'm saying. Like it might come down to like those last 2 weeks between those two teams.
No, they're gonna be close, but I feel like the Baltimore jump out fast. Unless they play a team like the Eagles. If they stay clear of
Yeah.
teams like the Eagles, Baltimore normally jump off fast. So if they declare cut favorites early, I feel like Cincinnati gonna be in trouble.
No, they
Cincinnati,
got
only
a
thing.
tough schedule to start off. They got the Bills on they
Oh,
got the
see,
Bills to kick off.
dog
And
fights.
I think they got the Chiefs week 4. Um
That's an easy
and then
two
they
and two
got
right
somebody
there.
Yeah, and they got somebody else the week before the Chiefs, I think. So the Ravens schedule's crazy to start off the season. Crazy. So if they start off fast, NFL
Might
might
not be
want
no
to.
looking
Well, I ain't
back.
gonna say
Might
that
not be.
because I ain't gonna say that. It's all. I always like the end of the year. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. But you just can't start too slow. Just
But the
can't start
beginning
too
of
slow.
the beginning of the season determine where playoff seeding you might be,
Yep,
man.
for
I feel like
sure.
enough teams ain't
Yep,
taking the first seed serious, man. That could almost guarantee you at least a conference championship game
yep, yep.
just by being number one.
Agreed, agreed. I love that move from the NFL, man. Making one bye team.
Yeah,
That's
because that's the
crazy.
only
It
team that's
made wild
worthy of
card
it
weekend
for real.
a lot more exciting, even though that seven seed began smoked lately. But still, I like that because it make the whole season mean a lot more. Let's get over to the NBA though, man. That's what they here for, man. They here for the breakdown, the prediction, and what chances is we giving the Pacers in this matchup? The Pacers right now going up against the Thunder tonight for game one of the NBA playoffs with historic underdog odds. Minus 700 for the Thunder. If you're not a betting person, that means you got to bet $700 to win $100 on the Thunder. You feel what I'm saying? So crazy right now, highest spread I believe since the 2018 or the 2017 Warriors, one of those teams.
The
You
18
feel what I'm
Warriors, the
saying?
18 Warriors.
Yeah, the 18 Warriors. So what y'all who y'all got tonight, and what chances are y'all giving the Pacers at executing this historic upset?
I'm giving the Pacers a 15% chance to win this game. Only because they
Game?
have the unit, only because they have the type of unit that keeps the ball moving. I don't think it's too many people that holds the ball, whereas though OKC could like close in on them. But I do think at some point OKC defense gonna be too much. So tonight I'm taking OKC for the win. One, they playing in OKC. Two, they
Yeah.
the number one defensive team in the league. Three, they just got rid of Minnesota. I mean, Ron Money still waiting on his hat to come down the pipeline. It's coming. It's in the pipeline. It's coming down the pipeline.
It's
But
in the pipeline.
it's coming down the pipeline. He gonna get it. But I just think that defense, man. So I'm looking to see. I hope that the Pacers could establish themselves today. Don't look to win, but just look to establish some looks that y'all could use moving forward. But I got OKC tonight, man. Definitely taking a spread, the 9.5. I think they win by at least 10 tonight. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what they can establish moving forward.
Yeah, I'll give the Pacers 30% chance.
A little bit more than me, right?
Yeah, yeah, 15 more percent chance. I'm gonna give them a 15 more percent chance, a 30% chance of win. I mean, but they gotta do exactly what Minnesota did not do. You know what I'm saying? They can't turn the ball over. They can't. They gotta play transition defense. They stars gotta knock down. They stars and they bench players gotta knock down certain shots in this series because it's going to some games is going to have to take the bench players and the stars to knock down these shots. And if that don't happen, it's going to be ugly, man. It's going to
Shout
get
out to
real
COVID
ugly.
19. They just jumped in the chat. They said, "What's up, everybody?
What up, squad?
Yo,
Squad.
What up,
what's happening?
squad?" Maybe that's what we gotta
Yeah.
start doing. We gotta start just shouting out the people that jump in. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody
Right.
that's watching live with the guys right now. Shout out to all y'all. Queen Alexis showing
Live.
love. COVID 19. We see y'all.
Queen
Queen
Alexis.
Alexa
Yeah,
always showing love.
Oh, it's time. It's time.
Always.
Iran, it's
You know what
time.
I mean?
that's Ty.
Time.
Oh, Tom.
Buddha. Yeah, Buddha time.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the entire chat. But for me, man, I'm gonna get a Pacers a 1 in 5 shot. That's I'm gonna say 20% shot.
Yeah, that's about 20.
For the entire series to win the entire series. Just because I mean you can't make it this far, beat the number one team in the NBA or the number one team in the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers, beat the Knicks, and then not have no shot at all. You get what I'm saying? Not have no shot. But this Thunder team, bruh, and like Ron said, they got to do what. nobody has been able to do against this team this entire postseason, this entire season, bro. And that's take care of the ball. Nobody can consistently take care of the ball against this team because they just owned you. They hounded from tip. You feel what I'm saying? Active hands in the passing lanes, and then
That
they running, and they all athletes. You get what I'm saying?
That's
So
what I want to see. I want to see if they're gonna be playing those passing lanes because in order to beat OKC, you gotta pass the ball. You can't just
yeah,
keep it still, yo. They gonna close in on you, and then it might be too late to look for a pass. So if y'all
yeah,
could pass the ball without OKC playing the passing lanes, then they got a good chance. But I just think they gonna be playing tight D, bro. I just don't see it's
facts.
suffocating. The way they play D is suffocating.
They got to shoot them threes, and Miles Turner got to pull Isaiah
Miles,
Hartenstein. He got to pull him out from the basket. You get what I'm
please,
saying? And
please.
then they can try to attack the basket and try to attack Chet Holmgren or something like that. You feel
And
what I'm
that's a
saying?
good
But
point you just made. Attack the basket. I feel like you got SGA as a player who known to attack the basket or to at least get good shots closer to the rim. And then you got Halliburton who loves to crash the basket. So it's gonna be
yep,
a dope matchup. I feel like if anything, Halliburton can learn from SGA. I'm pretty sure. Wait, Ryan, you said they was in the same draft class, Ryan? Last episode, you feel like they was drafted together, wasn't they? They not in the same draft class, Halliburton and SGA. So
Yeah,
SGA been in the league a little longer, you think?
yeah, he probably been in the league probably a year longer or 2 weeks or two.
Yeah, so
But
Halliburton, man, you gonna learn from SGA, bro, on how to get money. You know what I'm saying, all around the room, because SGA is a prime example of how to score. But
facts, big facts. But and that's the number one key though. Holly, you got a ball, bro. You got to be a
got a
superstar
ball,
throughout the entire
got a
series,
ball.
bro. You know what I'm
throughout
saying?
the
Like so,
entire series.
that's a tough task. They just made Jokic. That was the most I've seen Jokic struggle in the series
For real.
probably since
Uh,
yeah, for a while. You feel what I'm saying? Probably the
yeah,
past four playoff runs. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's gonna be an
Before
uphill battle, man.
did he win the MVP
I'm
before
going
they
with the
won the
Thunder,
finals?
man. They've been waiting there. It's gonna be rocking in OKC, man. So I'm definitely going with the Thunder tonight. But if the Pacers can steal this one, ooh, it's gonna be a good conversation. It's gonna be a good season opener.
Hey,
They
Miz,
damn
I
sure
ain't
need this
trying to
game
burst
one a
no
lot more.
bubbles, bro, but there's no way they beat OKC tonight. There's no
Yeah,
way.
I don't think so either.
It's
I think
like
it's a
they
I
win
don't
got
if
think
some.
so
it's
neither.
within 20. I think it's a win if they keep the game within a dub. You know what I'm
That's what
saying? So
I
Facts.
agree with
Yeah, that's
you.
true.
I
That's
agree with
true.
you.
That's
That's why I
true. That's
gotta
it
take
true.
them for the
is
spread tonight. I just think that they can
That's
easily
true.
win by 10. Easily.
yep,
Because what they
True.
showed
facts.
that's against Indiana, I mean against the Knicks. A lot of us had the Pacers beating the Knicks, but a lot of those games early on, the Knicks was in the game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not until the
Yeah.
second half is where the Pacers made that drastic improvement and
Made a
just
little
became
push.
unbearable. Okay, see, you cannot relax on these dudes, yo.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
You
Right.
think
down
the second
20
when
at
the first
half.
five go out, when the chumps come in the game, you feel like you got some breathing room, and them dudes lock it
Nope.
down. They playing
Yeah.
lockdown D on the second unit.
Right.
They
Yep.
keeping
Shout
Jalen
out
Williams
Case
in the
and Wallace
game.
coming off that second unit. Uh Jay Will, he ain't even get no time in the last series, bro. He be locking
The,
shit
the
down.
other
You
J
feel what I'm
Will,
saying?
right?
Yep. Light
No
skinned Jay
burn. He
Will.
got no burn.
Yep.
But
So like you said, they super deep. They gonna be able to match the Pacers depth. That's the one thing. I think they was where the Cavs, they just seemed like they felt they was just gonna beat them. But I think they wore the Knicks out. I think they eventually wore the Knicks out.
yo,
That's not gonna happen with the Thunder. That's not
this
gonna happen with the Thunder.
OKC team, the way it was assembled, bro. You normally only see teams assembled like this in LA, bro, and the Lakers. I'm surprised the
Yeah.
Lakers didn't end up with an SGA Chet and the Jalen Williams. Yo, like
Hmm.
collective units, they normally be in LA, bro. And the fact that they was able
Right.
to create something like this in OKC and they got so much draft capital moving forward, I just don't think. I think they
Or
built for
usually pop
success.
like this in LA, or pop
Yeah,
so when they young like this in LA. You
they
feel what
built
I'm
for
saying?
success and
So
for the long term, man.
It really
for
is.
sure.
It's crazy. They really is. They win this championship. The league better watch out, bro.
Chet
Everybody
Holmgren,
gonna want to go there, man. They champions. Who don't want to play with champions?
Facts. I mean, and then they don't even need nobody. You feel what I'm saying? Like Q saying, I think J Dub gonna get better. Chet definitely gonna get
Everybody,
better. You feel
the
what I'm saying?
game just gonna
SGA,
evaluate.
as long as he stay where he at, they just gonna get better, bro. Just like
Gonna
they
get
did
better.
last year. So I mean, And the major thing with that is also like ain't none of them like older, ain't none of them really got like
No,
No, they all young.
injury concerns, no injury
no,
history, none of that. So
Yeah.
no.
besides Chet, but that's not going wood. You know what I'm saying? Chet been good lately. I mean, he been good lately.
Man, it'll be somebody out there. It'll be somebody out there willing to go. Like, say if Chet start having like injury problems where he playing half the season, it'll be somebody else willing to go there who can just give you nothing but production when they in the game. You know what I'm saying? It'll be somebody in there
For
that we just
sure.
can't think. Like imagine if what's the dude name that played for marketing? Let's say marketing has somehow end up in
Oh
OKC.
my
They offer a couple first round pick. He not worth it, but they got so much capital that they could just give a
Yeah, to
nigga
start
the
dishing
20.
out
They could give up the 2031 first
first
round
round
pick
pick.
for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
The
right.
2031
Facts.
Jones for marketing. They was
Right.
he end up there and check like yo. I just yo. I
They got so much maneuver, so much room to maneuver, and they under the cap.
Crazy.
And
And
they
they
under the
under the
yeah.
cap.
cap. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's
Ridiculous.
Cheaters.
Like
crazy.
y'all said, shout out Sam Presti, man. That man, if he complete the job as we all predicted he will, this is he's definitely the he's the Howie Roseman of
Basketball. I would
basketball.
agree with that,
Yep,
Miz. Amen.
yep.
I
He's the
agree
Howie
with that.
Roseman of basketball. Like the moves you making, the
That shit.
team, how you paying everybody, the superstar that you invested in. It's amazing. You feel what I'm saying? It's amazing. But that's our episode. We're gonna send y'all on y'all way so nobody late for tip off. You feel what I'm saying? We know it's getting close to the time. You dig what I'm saying? You got a message before we get up out of here, Q? Ron Money?
Guys, special shout out to the chat. Today's episode was definitely enjoyable. Y'all was in there engaging with us. I love that, man. Keep that energy, y'all. The
As
live
usual.
chatters, shout out to y'all, man. But guys, if you're looking to support the MadMizzy Sports Show moving forward, you could do so through the Cash App, which is the $ What Up Squad. Again, if you're looking to support the guys over here at the MadMizzy Sports Show, you could do so through the Cash App, which is the $ What Up Squad, and that's what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got a message, Ron, before we get up out of here?
Hey man, just like he said, man, just keep supporting, man. We're gonna make sure all y'all set, especially Queen
Yeah,
Alexa.
man.
She live in with us every day, man. Shout out to her, man.
Yeah, shout out to Queen
Pecorino,
Alexis, man.
Pecorino. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know, stay tuned, enjoy the games, and we be back tomorrow. Have a good night, squad.
Squad.